When you starve an idea of attention, when you decline the invitation to feel, react, or spiral, you initiate a shift in the brain's internal resource economy. Nothing supernatural happens. Instead, neurons quietly reshuffle priority. The brain behaves like a crowded city. Thoughts fight for metabolic space, shouting for glucose, oxygen, and emotional amplification. Ignoring an idea simply means its voice gets softer in that crowd. Neural networks compete for attention bandwidth, glucose and oxygen, local blood flow, dopamine reinforcement, emotional salience, working memory slots, oscillatory rhythms, and long-term cortical territory. And by the way, if you don't know what the meaning of cortical means, it's just the adjective form of cortex. When an idea fires, it lights up a constellation of neurons. If you interact with it, ruminate, indulge it, argue with it, that constellation stabilizes. You're rewarded with metabolic fuel, and the brain learns to bring it back faster next time. But if you refuse to dance, the circuitry fails to gain traction. Attention drifts elsewhere. The system naturally weakens the pattern. Your prefrontal cortex quietly shuts the gates. When the prefrontal cortex intervenes, inhibitory signals dampen the noise. GABA softens neural activity like a biochemical mute button. Emotional circuits, especially the amygdala, receive less stimulation. The this is important chemical stays quiet. Dopamine does not tag the idea for reinforcement or memory storage. Emotional thoughts try to latch into the amygdala. It's the drama engine, the one that floods experience with urgency or significance. But without enough incoming stimulation, the amygdala does nothing dramatic. No surge of adrenaline, no spike of meaning. The idea simply loses the bright neon outline that once made it feel irresistible. With no reward chemistry, the brain refuses to save it as preferred pattern. Over time, unused circuits atrophy, synapses weaken, pruning removes connections that don't justify their energy cost, networks fall out of sync with global brain rhythms, prediction models stop generating the idea automatically, memory retrieval pathways grow faint, then quiet, then irrelevant. The larger story is one of metabolic politics. Neural pathways and their existence by being useful or at least by being repeatedly chosen. Ignored ideas become biologically expensive to resurrect. They lose their seat in the parliament of your mind. They fade not with dramatic death, but with kind of bureaucratic disappearance, choked out by lack of attention, fuel, and reinforcement. Eventually, the old idea cannot activate on demand. It no longer storms the stage. It tugs weakly from the wings, whispering, bargaining, guilt tripping, trying to charm its way back into relevance. That is not strength, that is metabolic exile dressed up as persistence.